In New York City, they blacklisted dramatists in the high schools. And I'm kind of wondering what you would say to the chancellor, to the Association of Assistant Principals about that, because the presence of the Latino culture in New York is so large and we're kind of ignored there. And I was sitting in a meeting and I don't teach anymore, and I had to like bite my hand so that I couldn't say anything to the association because it bothered me. What would you say to that?
Hey, you know, look guys, what I said at the beginning is no lie. We've gutted arts education. We've absolutely gutted it. One of the best ways to guarantee that you have like a really inhumane society is to get rid of arts education. Yo, it's so much easier to convince parents to send their kids to die for a meaningless war if none of them are exposed to fucking art. For real, I know it sounds completely illogical and indirect, but give a lot of arts education and you would find it much harder to get into these stupid ass wars. My little brother and my nephews are in Iraq and I'm just like, fuck, you know? Part of, I think, what's going on about banning art is that it's just a larger part of diminishing the importance of art in our society. I could take it personally and be like, oh, it's my book, it's me. But the reality is that art has been reduced to a footnote of a footnote in our society. We've really just, you know, the banning of one book really pales behind the fact that the average kid gets almost no arts education. The average American thinks that a book is there for you to like it or not like it. Like it's a fucking date. like for real, a piece of art is something you're supposed to date. And I think that, yo man, we're in a lot of trouble and it's got nothing to do with whether they ban my book or not. I think it's sort of problematic that we live in a country where the largest quote unquote minority group is Latino, but you wouldn't know it. You know, you wouldn't goddamn know it. We had an election where everything was at stake and neither candidate ever mentioned the Latino community at all. It's like, it's hilarious, man. You would never think we were living in this reality, but we are. And I think that we're, you know, we've got a lot of work to be done. We've got a lot of work to do. And I think that I could be like real personal about it, but the real thing is that we live in a society that has no problems getting rid of arts education and no problem pretending that its largest minority group, yeah, who is overrepresented in their war effort, overrepresented in their workforce, overrepresented in their prison, doesn't exist. We have a country that lives off of that amnesia. It's like the American crack is like, no Latinos. Because it makes Americans of all colors feel much more comfortable if we don't fucking exist. You know? And hey man, that's more than just one person or one book. It's a national disease. And we've got a lot of work to do, man. We've got a lot of fucking work to do. And the last question was the gentleman behind you?
Oh yeah. Same question asked of Junot earlier. Cathy, if you could have any superpowers, what would they be? Or you could have a sweet.
Well, I was thinking about this question. I would choose, this is such a writerly answer, but I would choose invisibility. Because then you could go to DC and you could go to the White House and there's George W. Bush and you could like be all the cameras and then you pants him. You know, I mean, you could pull the same kind of tricks and you know, you get to hear all these secrets and gossip. I mean, I like that. That's me. I don't know what that says about me.
I actually think those two are very gendered choices. If you think about it.
Yeah, I know.
More than even writer, it's like real gender. You know?
Well, thank you all for coming.